want it to be pointing straight forward.
Yeah, it looks like it's in OPR or something like that.
Yep, that's it, OPR, operation. So beneath that, you've got the data link selection. So you've got two dials. One of them says 1, 2, 3, 4, and the other one says off, receive wingman command, blah, 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 blah. That is basically our data link. So we can have a flight of 4 helicopters. So everybody just basically chooses a different number. And then the buttons next to it basically decides the way it's going to operate. So if you are a wingman and you're just sending or receiving, then that kind of controls what you can do. Like some people only send and some people only receive. So if I got a number 2, you can just leave that on number 1, and then the data link master mode is the right hand one. If you just switch that from off to I can't really remember. Maybe REC, receive, or wingman, who really cares? Just flick that to something.
Yeah, it's in.
And can work out the finer details.
It's on REC, yeah. Next off.
Work out the finer details of that a little bit later. The next thing we're going to do is turn on our radios. So do you remember where the fuel pumps and all those white switches are? Aft of the power.
Correct.
Right. Flick VHF1, VHF2, data link, VHF TLK, and the last one, SA, blah, 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 blah. So we're basically turning on all our radios.
All the radios are on, yes?
Yeah, I don't think you actually have to have all of them on. And I don't really. The one you really use is the VHF1, I think, and maybe intercom. Then above that, we've got fuel quantity. Turn that on, and you'll see the fuel gauge just above the pocket calculator thing. PVI 800 turns on.
Correct.
It shows us how much petrol we have. And the next thing we're going to need, if we're going to go anywhere, is fuel pumps. So there's 4 fuel pumps. However, you only really use 2, because if the inner and outer are just for fuel pumps if we're carrying fuel on our wings, and you pretty much never do. So just turn on forward and aft. So those are the internal fuel pumps.
So
and you'll hear them come on.
Fuel short off, that's left and right, that's the ones we want. Fuel shut off.
Fuel shut off.
We got fuel
No.
shut off valves, no?
No, don't touch that.
Forward and aft, yeah, sorry.
Yep. Look at the fuel pump section. So you see, it's a section with just the fuel pumps. We're not actually turning on the fuel yet. Yeah. So after that, so you should have. Yep, forward and aft. The next thing you want to do is we are going to turn on our a whole bunch of stuff, like our warning system and hydraulic power system and self-test and blah, 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 blah. So if you turn your head all the way around to the back wall on the right-hand side, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of auxiliary controls back there.
There is.
Do you see that?
Lots of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so you get used to which ones you switch and which ones you ignore pretty quickly. But do you see on the because we're facing backwards, it's actually on the right-hand side, but it's actually on the left side of the wall near the bottom. It says EKRAN HYD, EKRAN hydraulics, and it's under a cover, but the cover's lifted up. It's the only one with the cover lifted up.
Yeah, got it.
Yep, switch that down. So the you need that.
Down.
Yeah, you'll see that with the switch down, it says operation on the side of it, OPER.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to figure out what you need to turn on, because you just turn everything to operational mode.
Yeah,
okay.
Makes sense.
Next to that, there is a white switch as well, and it's just flick that from off to an upward position, and you can see some lights turn on, which is nice.
Auxiliary panels or something.
Yeah. You don't have to. I usually turn on the lights just so it's easy to read these things.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Above that, we've got our countermeasures system. And I have a feeling because this is the new DCS world, I haven't actually mapped the countermeasures system yet. Keep meaning to do it, but so we might have to go into the controls and actually map firing flares. But it's not very hard though. So there's 3 switches under covers on that back panel. See the UV26,
yes.
And it says operational and test. Lift the operation one and turn that on, and then lower the cover again. The cover won't actually go all the way down because it's blocked by the switch.
On.
because it's not normal. Yep, so now we've armed our flares and stuff like that. Okay, next to that you've got the laser warning system. You'll see under a green button it says LWS.
Got a TB bit or something. Oh, yeah, and then I got a L140
Yeah.
or something. LWS. Yeah.
Yep, LWS. Flick that to on, the switch next to it. Switch it up to on. Now we've got a laser warning system. So if a tank is lasing you to get a firing solution, you'll have a warning come up. It's kind of like a radar warning system, but we don't have a radar warning system because we're Russian. We don't care about that. Next to that, we need to turn on our INU, which is our inertia navigation unit, I think. So that tells us where we are and helps the autopilot. So the middle, on the left side, you'll see that there's like 6 white switches above the laser warning system. Kind of 3 and 3. Do you see that?
Yeah, I've got an INU, a test and INU heat. I've got
Yeah,
the
so the middle one,
L140 green light just come on for some reason.
yep, so that's basically warmed up and going. So the INU, the middle one, switch it from off to on. And if it's winter, you'd also turn on the heat, maybe. But it's not winter, so don't worry about it.
Done.
Okay, I think that's everything. Above that, there's some like warning system tests and stuff, which I never bother doing. So now we can concentrate on the switches on the right side of the cockpit for a little bit. So we're going to basically starting the engines up. So do you remember how we switched the radio to ground control on the left side?
Yeah.
Just give that a right click so it goes back to the very left side.